Okay, now here we go again, for real. At least I'm aware of that mistake now. So we're just here for another 30 minutes, so I can really get rolling again. At least my headache's not quite as bad. It's a plus, right?
How nostalgic.
I really love this opening sequence. Like right up until she gets to like the gates of Valhalla. Mr. Kawaii, how's it going? How are you doing today? Okay, I got a little bit of a headache. I think it's, I think the caffeine caused my headache. It's not terrible though, and it's gotten a little bit better. As far as the run, I just lost one. I tried to save it, and I kind of saved it all the way up until chapter 7. Yeah, I messed up in chapter 4, and then I tried to make up for that, and then yeah, ended up getting ending B anyway, or at least going through that route. Yeah, the beginning is definitely boring. That's why I was considering not restarting and just doing something else. But decided to get back into it, so hopefully I can finish this time around.
Welcome to Valhalla.
Ending
You seem
A.
as if you're waiting for someone.
So you just take the bare minimum, and then basically try to avoid ending
course.
C.
I've been waiting for you, Lenneth. I've been waiting since my sister Freya told me you were coming back.
I think the backups take a ridiculously long time.
Has it been that long?
So if you make a mistake, you're
well?
probably just better starting over.
Yes! Oh, Lord Odin is waiting for you within.
Yeah, I didn't play this in the heyday
Course.
PS1.
We will speak later, Frey.
I just played this, well, not really for the first time, but I played it in full last year, like near the end of last year, and really enjoyed it. The speedrun isn't quite what I thought it was going to be, but I said I would learn it, and I did, and I'm going to do a run, get a time on the board, and after that, I really don't know. I'll maybe learn 100% ending A, but I'm gonna move on from it after I get a time. So ending B is kind of like the normal ending of the game.
Here, Lord Odin, at your service.
So you go all the way through every single chapter,
Stand, Leonard.
and then you end up in Jotunheim Palace and you fight Surt at
You
the
have
end.
no need to kneel before
Ending
us like a dweller
A,
in Midgard.
like, breaks Lilith's seal, so you gotta trigger certain events to make that happen. And then you don't go to chapter 8 normally. Yeah, ending C, you pretty much just run everything down, and then
I
Freya comes
rejoice
out
to see you again.
once your eval
You
level
have been
gets to
missed.
0.
And you.
Lenneth Valkyrie. I would not summon you, the greatest of the 3 goddesses who govern destiny, without good
And your
cause.
eval level actually does reach 0 a couple times, so
Yes, my lord.
you have a couple things that we need to do to avoid
The
that.
head of Mimir has told me that Ragnarok,
So,
the end of
like,
the
the
world,
first of
draws
those is
near.
really, like, taking the artifacts at the end of chapter... At the end
Ragnarok?
of... Well, not chapter 1, but the mountain ruins.
There have been signs
Because you
of
send those up and
unrest
they give you
among
1
the
eval
Vanir of
each.
late. It seems that we, the
But the first
Aesir,
actual
will
thing you
not
do
be
to
able
raise your
avoid
eval
war
level
with them.
is just send Lucian up. That gets you, like, 15.
We
That gets you
require
enough to get
warriors.
through chapter 6.
You shall journey to Midgard, the world below, and
And
search
then
for suitable human
you send up
souls.
Lorenta.
It is my honor, Lord, to serve you.
I sent her up a little bit early to try to save the
I
run.
expect
but
great
I guess you can't do
things
that.
from you.
Then,
Very well then.
then the cutscenes you need to
Freya?
trigger don't trigger.
Yes, my
Yeah.
lord.
So I actually use Lucian in my playthrough quite a bit. Like he's pretty dang good. I tried to get pretty much everyone I could in my playthrough.
I will join you on your journey down, but I must return before long.
Some people, I think it was Jude,
You have but
I wasn't
recently
really feeling him all that
awakened, and
much.
It would be unkind of me to send you alone.
I think I took Angram and Jalanda like pretty much all the way through the game. Actually haven't noticed. Maybe I just tune it out at this point. But I don't think I've paid attention to it that closely. But maybe they do talk a little bit slowly. The enunciation in this game is like off the charts. Like the voice acting is pretty good.
You think it's foolish, brother, because you're content with what you have. You're wrong.
So yeah, we kind of jump into like tutorial territory. They never give you like a proper tutorial in this game. But you're kind of just introduced to certain elements. So you're introduced to the battle system kind of like right off the bat. Couple of very simple fights. Just so you can understand how attacking and defending works. How walking around the town and exploring works. That's pretty much it for the beginning here. Just kind of go through an Angram and Jalanda's scenario. So the game can start you off with 2 party members. Yeah, so there are 3 fights here. Oops. I think it was supposed to be holding right there. I think on hard mode, this harpy can block. Yeah, so it may take you a few extra turns. Normally it's like a 3-4 round fight, depending on your damage rolls. Okay, maybe there is a way to speed it up. Maybe it's just attack with Loeffler first and then follow up with Angram. That seems to have gone a little bit quicker than last time. Yeah, this first part is pretty much just a massive lore dump. And if you're ever playing this game for the first time, it can be a little off-putting. Like, there's just so much of it. Like, even for this speed run, it takes about 30 minutes or so to finally get to the point where you can freely roam around the overworld. And this is with, like, faster loads, too. And, dang it, you know what I forgot to check? I forgot to check if fast disk speed is on. Which I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. And if you don't know what that is, PlayStation 2... while it's playing PS1 games, you can put that on. It's a setting you can turn on so that the CDs load as fast as the DVDs. So makes PS1 games load a little bit quicker, quite a bit faster in some instances. Then the face portraits are off too, which makes this load a little bit faster as well. So you just save little bits and pieces of time from that. I don't think there's any ruling on the leaderboard as far as that so far. Because this game actually doesn't have that many runners. I think up until the end of last year, like, emulation wasn't even allowed. Which put some people off that may have been interested otherwise. This game is a tad difficult to get a hold of. Shoot. I got caught there. I'm supposed to be holding right. Like, pretty much the only speed tech for the beginning here. Just hold right on some of the cutscenes. And then Angram moves a little bit forward as the cutscene loads. But sometimes you can just hold forward a little too long and he ends up, like, over the warp point. I think it's maybe the difference of a second or two. It's like nothing major. there's still a few more parts of this cutscene. And the one thing I have to remember is that, like, right after this restaurant part, the game does ask you to save. Like, they were aware of how much lore they were putting into the beginning of this game. So yeah, Angram embarrassed Jolanda's father, and now she kind of wants revenge. And she ends up making a deal with the wrong people, and both Jolanda and Angram get double-crossed. And one way or another, they die and end up with Lenneth in the end. It's actually a pretty silly part of the game. I don't think at any other point they try to be humorous like this. And Jolanda just kind of passes out here. Oops, dang it. I was mashing on X. It's so easy to just drift off. And I don't know if there's something wrong with Angram's brother's leg, or if his walk cycle is just weird. Yeah, he's like walking out and he's like dragging his left leg a little bit.
I insulted that girl's father right in front of her.
So, a lot of the cutscenes in this game are just automated.
Of course, I didn't mean to.
Like this. Any text that is tied to a voice clip, you can't skip ahead. Except for Freya on the Sacred Face. That's it.
What I did wasn't wrong.
Any text that pops up in the foreground is pretty much just exposition.
But
sometimes it's tied to a voice clip, sometimes it's not.
But a daughter can't help but love and honor her own father.
But if it pops up in the foreground, you can't skip it at all.
Is there any child that would not feel anger at seeing their sire made a fool of?
Yeah, she wakes up. She doesn't realize that she passed out. She doesn't realize that Angram actually knows who she is now. Which is kind of a plot hole, but it's kind of whatever. Yeah, she goes to this guy and tries to make a deal to set up Angram. Gets caught up.
I don't know what that guy's up to. As long as I get my money, I can care less.
Oh. Can I? Yeah. I think you can hold right there, but he doesn't actually move. Anyway, so they do give you the ability to go like out and about in town. So that's another introduction kind of tutorial sort of thing. You can go out there and talk to NPCs, and there's a few screens you can go through, but that's about it. It's kind of your introduction to exploration. But all you really have to do is walk out and then walk back in. That triggers Yolanda spawning inside.
But the journey was uneventful, and by the third day we were halfway there.
You know what? During the next automated cutscene, I'm gonna pop out for like 30 seconds. So I think that actually comes up after they discovered Yolanda.
The dust looked to have been kicked up by a group of Altorian cavalry. It seemed like they were chasing something, but I never imagined it was us. When I think about it now, I never should have agreed to take that package without knowing what was inside. It just wasn't like me.
So yeah, that's the setup right there. This guy knew that they were going to be discovered. That they would pull Yolanda out and she would be unconscious.
Our parcel?
And then for some reason these guys give her medicine that's just like
princess.
this mysterious medicine that's tucked away with her.
Yolanda.
Or maybe he sent it. Maybe he gave it to the cavalry. That would actually make more sense.
I'd have been quite happy to kill a stinking knave, but I've got more important things to do.
At any rate, she gets this medicine and then immediately turns into a monster. Starts killing everyone here.
Lambert was playing two hands.
I think this is the automated part.
He knew the abduction would be discovered,
Right back.
so he sent some medicine along with the search party. If we made it all the way to Vilnor, no problem. But if we were discovered, the cavalry would use the medicine. He knew the princess would be unconscious if she was found. The medicine's effect was as you see. The princess became a monster, and afterwards all were dead. Perhaps even the princess.
Okay.
Maybe he made the right choice, I think. But I wasn't going to run. Even on the field of battle, I'd never felt like this. Lambert! I'm going to kill you.
And we do. We get around to him in just a couple of minutes.
What will become of Yolanda? wage with the creatures of darkness.
So yeah, tutorial battle number 2.
Come to me, Dark Warriors. Battle awaits us.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an optimal way to take this. The notes certainly don't say anything about that. I do like to open up with Freya, though, since she has the slowest attack, and it does allow the other two to follow up quite nicely. And I might get blocked here. That's what I wanted. Freya's animation is slow, so you can go in with those two.
Battle is my greatest pleasure. But this was different.
You think it's foolish, brother, because you're content with what you have.
You're wrong.
Almost out of the intro.
It was through others' misfortune that I felt myself to be strong. That's right. I, who was myself without morals. Who was I to judge others? Who was I to look down on them? Injustice. I began to realize that the king and I were very much the same.
So yeah, Jolanda ends up like this, and she joins our party. So, if you haven't noticed or don't know too much about this game has a pretty somber tone overall. When anyone joins your party, they are either dead or just on the verge of death.
I beg of you! You must save Arngrim, please!
Save? How do you think he might be saved?
And I'm not sure. I've read that you can't actually send Arngrim to Asgard. But in my
By
playthrough,
being
I kept
allowed
him
to
the
continue
entire
to
time,
live,
so I'm
or
not
by
entirely
being
sure of the
chosen by
validity
me?
of that. And I think it's because Arngrim kills himself instead of him dying some other way. So yeah, third and final tutorial fight here.
Come to me, Dark Warriors. Battle awaits us.
And this should only take 3 turns. Like, no matter what. And he only has 1 attack, so this is pretty much the same every time. Yeah, I don't believe he can block you. That guy in the back got it the worst, dude. Look at him back there. And actually, now that I think about it, I think because Angram kills himself, the only reason he comes along, the only way he's able to come along with Lyneth is because Jolanda, I believe, convinced him, or convinced her to bring him. At any rate,
you save me.
This is the party you start with.
Consider it a gift.
2 physical attackers with Lyneth and Angram, and then
Seems we'll
1
be spending
spellcaster.
quite a bit of time together.
That it does, little one. Quite a bit indeed.
Now around 31 minutes. Finally out of the proper tutorial. And Freya kind of gives you like a general message on how you should approach the game. Which is one of the most interesting things about this game. As you go through, you're going to need party members that are strong enough to get you through the dungeons. And you also need to meet Freya's requirements at the end of each sacred phase. So you have to split it up between who's going to help you and who's going to help you in Midgard and who's going to help you in Asgard. And everyone plays so differently, and it can be a bit hard to choose. You may get attached to someone and just want to keep them in your party, but they may meet the requirements that she's looking for, and so you have to send them up. Okay, let's try this again. So, divine items, I need... Yep, 2-handed swords, 11 of those. And then, oops. They need to be transmuted. Okay, now we're rolling. And you still do get like tutorial bits here and there, since this is the first time they let you out into a dungeon. So there's some things you still have not encountered up to this point. This dungeon is pretty short and sweet. Just be in and out in a few minutes. Ideally, you don't take any encounters in here, aside from the boss. You don't get any random encounters in this game. Encounters are all out in the dungeon. You can see them coming. But the devs tried to set up scenarios where you would actually just run into them. Somehow, some way. I like this guy down here, so I'm gonna let him go back to the right. Yeah, if I would have held left there, oh, I maybe could have like crystal boost. I think that's maybe what you do there. But had I held left, I would have just walked straight off into him. So be careful with that guy. I'm gonna spam square here. Get that guy. Then I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till this platform or whatever it's supposed to be. Goes back this direction. Oh my god. Okay, I'd rather just do that than take the encounter. That's unfortunate. Now I've got to wait for this platform to come back. So that's a pretty important item there. It's going to come in handy in Chapter 4. Oh, man. I got distracted and didn't spam square there. Luckily, it is fairly easy to run from enemies in this dungeon. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Oh, almost got me. Actually, yeah, keep going to the right here. Almost done with the tutorials here. Hit this thing twice, and you get a little bit of XP. So that's one of the differences in difficulty in this game. If you're playing on hard mode, every party member you pick up is going to start out at level 1. And this is basically a catch-up experience. So you get those party members on the same footing as everyone else. Is that going to break? It's not going to break. There is an encounter like right here. And then this guy, you get him on camera. That way he walks back to the right. Once he realizes you're there, he's going to walk back to the left. You can blow past that because the boss is pretty easy. So, I made a bunch of holy gems back there. Gems are really, really powerful in this game. And I think
Come to me, Dark Warriors. Battle awaits
the
us.
speedrun category I would probably like the most is if gems were not allowed, because they are so powerful. So you can use them to kind of sidestep a lot of the really cool combat mechanics, unfortunately. So yeah, I just gotta throw a couple gems at this boss and then he's gone already. So these gems cast actually a pretty powerful spell, which can also be boosted with a spell reinforced a little bit later on.
Ha! Did you think you could defeat me?
So yeah, that's that. Pretty much all you have to do for Chapter 1. And in Valkyrie profile, you have to exit each one of the dungeons. And then that is after you get these artifacts. So these artifacts, kind of a toss-up. They are really powerful items, really powerful equipment. But your evaluation level drops if you take them. I think you get +1 or +2 if you send them right away. You can still send them up to Odin a little bit later on. What am I doing here? Something I didn't do in that initial menu. There we go. Oops, meant to do that. So yeah, you actually do have to get those artifacts. If you don't, then it never triggers this music. If you don't hear this music, then you can't get out of the dungeon. You can go back to the beginning, but you won't be able to get out. So they kind of force that decision on you, which I really like. Playing this game through is all about planning. And speaking of evaluation level, that's very important. It's a very important part of the speedrun. So should my evaluation level ever drop to 0 and then I trigger another event afterwards, what happens then is it triggers the third ending. Ending C. Oops. I guess that's unnecessary. I can just save on the world map. So in this run, you get just enough stuff to avoid that one. I'm going to take a safety save here, because I want to actually be able to finish this time. So the last thing I need to do in Chapter 1 is just unequip this, and then you pretty much just skip ahead to Chapter 4. So this game's pretty freeform. It's set up to where you can kind of do whatever you want in each chapter. So you can go into a few dungeons, you can pick up a party member. There's like 2 or 3 party members available each chapter. You can trigger them and then go to their cutscene and grab them, or some of them are actually in dungeons.
Send us someone with a good knowledge of. Very well. Good. I expect.
And yeah, if you just want to skip over that chapter, you can run the periods down. So this game has sort of a time limit. So it's not ticking in real time. It's just based on, basically, if an event is triggered. Now, if you go into a dungeon, that counts as a combat area. So, when you do go in there, it takes 2 periods from you. If you just go into a town, or you go to grab a party member, that counts as 1 period. You get 28 periods per chapter. So once those are up, then it triggers this right here. It's called the Sacred Phase. And Freya just tells you how the war in Asgard is doing, and you check in on any characters that you sent up. And you get little story bits here and there.
It has been a long time. Our current situation.
Yeah, so at this point, you have enough eval to get through pretty much all of these.
I am bitterly disappointed.
Yeah, so she's gonna give you that message, kind of letting you know how well you're doing.
I have a request. We must send an emissary to those. Can you send an Einherjar who is as skilled at We need a warrior skilled in. We need an Einherjar wise. We need an Einherjar who can get. Very well. Good. I know that you can.
Okay. So there's a little bit of RNG in Chapter 6. Or Chapter 4. And I'm actually going to take a safety save here as well. I think I'll save here. So, a couple things I need to do. First is just trigger spiritual concentration 6 times. And that's when the RNG comes in, so it's a little bit random. The 4th time I concentrate, it can be like one of 2 party members. One cutscene is a little bit longer than the other. So if you kind of hear like general ocean sounds, waves crashing, then you end up losing about a minute or so. The second time, I think, is always Cave of Oblivion. No, it's not. It's Cave of Thakis. This will probably be Cave of Oblivion then. No, it's not. No. And I got the longer cutscene again. The best part about this cutscene is that you get to hear Ash Ketchum. Like the lady that actually does Ash Ketchum's voice. There's a lot of like 4Kids dub voice actors in this game.
I was such a fool. Lapis, grant my heart's desire. Goodbye, Ryuki.
So yeah, immediately recognizable, right? So there's that. You never want that High Lawn cutscene. This is probably Oblivion. Cave of Oblivion is it's a dungeon that pops up every chapter. Once you exit the dungeon, it completely goes away. And it's very random, so you could go in there and have like really easy enemies, but the treasure is not as good. Or you can go in and have really, really difficult enemies. Possibly enemies you're not even able to defeat at that point. So you pretty much just end up losing periods. Came 5th. Okay, so one more time. And this one is not randomized. So this is the character you actually need here. It's not really a party member, but he is very important to the ending A run. And triggering ending A in general. Let me just check that I'm on track here.
Ye know me. It shall be engraved on thy very soul. Lazard Valar.
Lazard, think this through, please.
Okay, so this is where I messed up last time, and I'm really glad I have a safety save at this point. So one mistake kind of derailed that entire last run. So I guess it's good practice. I'd really like to finish. So what you want to do is set your periods to 1 below max. That way, when you go into Lazard's tower here, it triggers a sacred phase right as you come out. And by doing that, what you do is delay a cutscene with Freya. Once your eval drops to 0, she comes out and she gets really angry with you. She tells you that you're derelict in your duty, essentially. And that you need to start doing a lot better. You get 1 warning for that. The next time, she just comes out and ends the game.
It shall be engraved on thy very soul. Lazard Valar.
So your eval's dropping this entire time. You don't raise it until the end of the next chapter. So That being said, you don't want to see that cutscene until the next chapter.
Now before me.
So yeah, this is Lazard. He's kind of like a anti-hero, mad scientist type. This is pretty much your introduction to him and the way he operates. And there's a fair bit of this cutscene that's actually automated. But right on the heels of this sequence, you actually get another dungeon, which I think is about the same length as the mountain ruins. And you do actually get a party member out of this as well. And I believe there is an exploit here, if I'm not mistaken. Since Flinsenberg doesn't really count as a battle area, but it kind of turns into one, it only takes one period. So you can go in here and kind of grab experience. Won't be doing that now, but that's something you can pull off in a normal playthrough.
If I use an elf as a catalyst, I will be able to create the ultimate vessel.
Yeah, and this is the party member we get. So she's another spellcaster. And I believe she was Lazard's teacher at some point. I don't think cats make that sound when they land, but he did. Maybe he's just a special cat. He is a special cat. Okay, you've probably seen this already, but the FMVs in this game play in a little bit of a different resolution. So the capture kind of blinks out for just a second or two. I don't have a solution to that just yet. Thankfully in this route there are not too many of those. If I do learn 100% ending A though, I'm gonna have to figure that out. So yeah, we are atop of the dungeon. I'm actually going to be going through here in just a couple minutes.
Can you feel it? The surge of the undead?
Yeah, so he goes off on his little monologue in his lab
Can
here.
you not hear it? The mad wailing?
Then there's one more sequence. Then I
Oh,
can get
goddess,
into it afterwards.
Surely you cannot allow any more desecration. Come to me. I burn. I burn. I burn with passion for you. Valkyrie!
So Lorenta's husband was transformed into this generic stand-in enemy. He does have a little bit of a special sprite, though. And Lenneth kind of picks up Lorenta's soul and then walks away with no conversation. And now I can get into chapter 4. Quick stop here. So what I want to do is transmute this scepter to a tome of alchemy. That's very important. Over here, I'm going to make some angel curios. And then I also want to put Lorenta in the party. And then we get everyone equipped with an angel curio. I believe that's it. I'm gonna save just for good measure. I'm pretty much on track. Okay, go to this elevator. You gotta jump forward here. Throw out a crystal. Stall out for a little bit. And then turn around, do the exact same thing again. Boop. Do that. Elevator stops. Walk back over. Easy peasy. Take a trip to the left here. Clear the dragon. Don't get caught by that guy or the guy on the next screen. Okay, pretty clean so far. I'm gonna go here. Rinse, repeat for the elevator. And I think I go up to the right here. Yeah, right and then down. And then there's a beast here, so I want to kind of line up like I think right here. Oh man. That was a bit too close.
To my side, my noble Einherjar. These beasts are much too dangerous.
Got a first time flee though. So ideally you should only take 2 encounters here. You can clear that beast, but his hitbox is massive. So if you're not lined up right, you're gonna catch him on the tail end. No pun intended there. Just gonna do that to be safe. Don't go too far. That way you can move first here.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
No mercy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My luck has run out. Oh my god, really? So I gotta check, but Those angel curios are possibly broken. Okay. This is terrible.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
These guys are actually really difficult to run from. And they go first. Oh no, come on, dude. Okay, his is definitely broken. And hers too. So hopefully I can run in the next couple of turns. Okay, there we go. Wow. I'm just gonna be super safe here. I really don't want to get into any more encounters. You can, okay, yeah, you can crystal boost there. Almost caught me. So normally I just spam square coming onto that screen.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
Uh-oh, we may be in trouble.
Okay, first time flee here. Good, good, good. So Angrim is down. I don't really have any money to get a Union Bloom. But it doesn't make too much of a difference. It's been a pretty terrible dungeon. And hopefully I don't get caught up here. Whew. That saved me. Yeah, I don't even have 100. Yeah, he's down. That's fine, right? Let's check equipment. I think, yeah, her Angel Curio is broken. Hers is too. Jolanda has one on. Let's see what happens. Actually, let's not. Let's just put on Angel Curios.
Welcome, Valkyrie, my beloved. How long I have waited for this moment.
So yeah, you get the boss encounter music here, but they actually have a pretty lengthy conversation.
Valkyrie, my lady love.
A teleportation spell. How is it that you command the lost magics?
I have been thinking on this since I first beheld you. Gods who exist on the same plane as the restless souls of dead humans. What manner of being are they? I have concluded that gods are very much like souls, and so I have created this vessel.
I just instinctively like mash X, even though there's no way to speed this up.
Reverse engineered an elf, the vessel of the gods, to fashion this homunculus. There are no other souls worthy of such an exquisite construct. Fair Valkyrie, I have crafted it for you.
For the sole purpose of luring me here, you slaughtered the couple on the roof?
So this boss fight's gonna go actually fairly quickly.
That's right.
Lizard starts out with like a couple of
And you
higher
sacrificed
level
countless
enemies.
lives, both elf and human, in order to create
So
a
it's
vessel
important
for
to
a
get that
single
Tome of
being?
Alchemy. So the Tome of Alchemy just like,
Why, yes.
if you get into a regular encounter, it just melts every regular enemy on the screen and turns them into like the maximum amount of XP you can get.
You a human. It is
And
for
sometimes you
them
get like a
that my
treasure.
heart burns.
You are insane. How can
So
such
basically you
trivial
do that
thoughts
to
consume you
isolate
so?
him, and then
Humans who seek to cross beyond
just
their
finish him off.
designated boundaries invite more than death. They invite total annihilation.
Ah, what a shame. No matter. I can birth as many homunculi as necessary.
Come to me, Dark Warriors. Battle awaits us.
I think I'm gonna stop buying
Open the
so
gates
many
of
angel
Niflheim.
curios there.
Your souls await.
Just in case this happens again. Like I don't get first time fleas and get roughed up pretty good. So I have a union plume.
Prismatic missile!
Good. So yeah, now you just throw holy gems at him. That's it. And he dies in a few volleys.
Prismatic missile!
So that's why you want to have 4 party members alive here. Because he should be gone now.
No, I will not accept this.
Yeah, so that way he doesn't get off another attack and possibly break another angel curio. Those are pretty dang important.
I pray that we shall meet again.
So now you run? You cannot possibly believe that love can exist between humans and gods.
Yeah, so after this dungeon, the only other one you go into is at the end of the game.
Between human and God?
But you gotta make sure you can get there.
You don't have any idea what you are, do you?
What I am. Do not be ridiculous.
Let me just check over the
Odin,
notes
Lord of
here
all
while this is
gods,
going.
my father, my creator.
Believe
And right.
whatever you like.
Yeah, it's gonna trigger
It
chapter
matters little to
5
me.
after
Know
this, so I gotta
Valkyrie. Know that you
hop
are
in disc
beloved
2.
of Lizard Valeth.
Nonsense!
We shall meet again, my sweet. You really don't have any idea what you are, do you?
Oh, this first one does have a sword. First two have a sword, I guess. Or maybe that's not a sword. Maybe that's something else. I don't know what the heck that is. That's the only thing I have to do here. And then immediately when I get to chapter 5, just do spiritual concentration and trigger Mystina. So yeah, we should get Sacred Phase right now. There we go. No angry Freya.
It has been a long time. Our current situation is... Our current situation, if things do not improve. Lenneth, about your... You must do better. The Lord Odin... These are all the materialized points I can grant you at the... Lenneth, I have a request.
Yeah, so in these sacred
many
phases,
powerful warriors,
like what you get is based on your evaluation level in terms of items.
We need send us a warrior who knows how to win. May fate, I expect.
If your eval level is higher, and I think actually it may not be eval level. I think it's based on your total hero value. I think that's it. I think it's based on your total hero value. That determines what kind of equipment and items you get there. And the higher that is, the better items you get. And then Freya just throws you a bunch of materialized points, which is essentially your currency in this game. This game doesn't really have a shop, so to speak. When you go to the Divine Item menu, that's about as close as you get. So that's another cool thing about this game. You can find items and change those items into other items, or you can like break them down into currency. Or you could just change them into like other useful things. Oh, don't do this. What's happening here? I had no problem reading the disc last time. Okay, we're good. Maybe my mashing is doing something there. So, in this speedrun, you only collect a couple of party members. You get Lorenta. Lorenta is going to be sent up in a few. Going to get another party member after Mystina here. And he's going to go up in this chapter to keep our eval level high enough to where Freya doesn't get angry. Yeah, essentially chapter 5 is just collecting these two characters, equipping the one to go. And yeah, that's about it. You kind of prepare Lorenta a little bit. But only because it's more convenient there. You don't have to go back and do it later. So yeah, this is another kind of big lore dump. This cutscene's a little bit longer. Not sure exactly how long, but
is emitting magical energy.
It is longer.
There are some sort of glyphs engraved on the walls. But these are runes?
And just get filled in and on more of the lore here about Odin and just kind of the gods in general, some of the elves, and kind of what Blizzard is up to.
They've already been dispelled. If he has the ability to shift such a huge tower into another dimension, just how powerful is he?
So yeah, the thing that kind of sucks about this run is you don't get confirmation that you've done everything right until Chapter 7. Which obviously is pretty far in. If you've done, well, something, you don't get confirmation that you're going to go on to ending A until Chapter 7. Obviously, if you messed up too bad, then you're just going to get ending C because your eval level is going to be unrecoverable at that point.
Well, this might be useful for a practice autopsy at least.
So yeah, Lizard just kind of pops in here. She's just chilling at home and teleports in. See, thankfully you can skip a lot of the text here. I think until this point. Nope. Okay, a little bit more. I think it's automated once he starts talking about Odin and elves and whatnot.
So boring. I'd choose to sleep forever if it didn't mean I'd never stop dreaming.
Okay, here we go. This is the lower dump. Sorry about that. Actually, you can probably still hear it. Maybe not. Okay. It's not coming through the mic anymore. There's a car like right outside. So yeah, the good thing about this run is that there's like a few places where you can kind of take a breather. Oops, I think I bumped a shoulder button there. So I mentioned earlier that this game doesn't have very many runners. Part of it is kind of accessibility. So before the end of last year, like, emulated runs weren't accepted on the board, which I think put people off. I'm not sure about the Japanese version, but the English version of this game is like limited print. So there's not too many of them out there. If you go to like eBay or Amazon, you're probably going to be paying around about $100 for a disc. And that's not even like complete in box. So that's a little bit, it's a little bit off-putting. The PSP version, I think, is a little bit different. That's quite a bit less expensive. I want to say those go for around like $20. But sound quality is not as good, which I don't think bothers people really.
Odin used to be a rather weak god indeed.
But streaming PSP from a
So
UMD
then,
is
how did he manage to become Lord of the Gods?
It's
Did
a
you
little
never
off-putting as
wonder
well.
that, Misty?
Well, now that you mention
yeah. This game was never released on PSN, so you can't get it on any of your
Humans are
PlayStation
incomplete
devices unless
beings.
it's like
Gods, then,
emulated
would be
or
considered
disc.
The final evolution of man.
So there's that.
In other words,
It did
gods
become
do
available
not grow,
digitally
but are
last year,
static.
though.
However,
On mobile, though.
Odin was different because he's a half-elf.
The mobile version is actually
That's
kind of
right,
interesting because you
Odin's
can
divine
skip
blood
through the
was mixed with
cutscenes,
mortal,
which
who has the
cuts the
ability to
time
grow,
for the run
just as we
down
humans do.
significantly.
Combining the finest traits of all beings, Odin was finally able to secure
So
the throne.
I actually would like to try to find a way to stream that.
Now this is where it gets interesting. Gods use the vessels we call elves to travel through Midgard to protect the world tree.
For ending B, I think there's about
You're repeating
30 minutes of
yourself,
cutscenes or
Lizard.
so. Out of like a 50-minute run.
Listen well,
This
Misty. It's possible
this
to transfer human souls into elves.
this category
There
is pretty hefty on the
conclusive proof that
cutscenes as
gods
well.
and human souls are roughly
So you have the same
equivalent
ones in the
beings.
beginning, but then you have a
So you're
fairly long
talking about
sequence
moving
towards the
souls
end.
From one body to another?
Do you know what my homunculi are crafted from?
So I think that would
They're
probably
half
cut like,
elf, half human.
I don't know, like
Correct.
40 something minutes off the
My
run
homunculi
or
are
more.
essentially half elves. If I were to shift my soul into
So
the
like
body of a
running
homunculus,
100% ending A
might I
would
not
be
become a god?
much more attractive on that version. Okay, I believe that mobile port is like a port of the PSP version. Anywho, we're pretty much at the end of this cutscene here. So what should happen after this, because I did chapter 4 correctly, is that Freya will come out and she will get angry and give us that warning. So yeah, this part is important right here. It's going to be important in, well, maybe like 10-15 minutes. And this is going to be another FMV here. Very short one.
Would you care to journey with us?
Me? With you?
Yes. Also, if you should join us, it may be possible for you to research Bifrost and Yggdrasil.
The enunciation in this game is so good.
Fine, I'll come with you. I mean, it's not as if I really have any other choice, do I?
Indeed.
And you don't have to tempt me with stupid promises either. Besides, it might be fun to haunt that little freak.
Okay. So all is according to plan. Here's Freya.
What is the meaning of Lenneth? If you intend to defy the wishes of Odin, then I will not say it again. Your duty is to find souls suitable to fight in Valhalla.
That's the warning. Don't let it happen again.
Even the kids are worrying about me now. What's wrong with me lately?
So yeah, next up is Lucian. Lucian's actually pretty important to the narrative as well.
They've sent half the army. I don't want to die. Lucian, you can't just leave me.
Okay, so each one of the party members has what's called hero value, except for Lenneth. Lenneth has something called seal value. Seal value? Seal value or seal level. And as you're triggering these events, I think it's lowering the seal level. And eventually it breaks, and we're able to go to ending A, which is the best ending in the game.
Even the kids are worrying about me now. What's wrong with me lately?
Yeah, I think this might be the shortest cutscene in the run right here. You can skip most of it, except for the end. There's not very much that transpires. So you may recognize the voice when Lucian starts talking. It's another pretty popular 4Kids voice actor.
you?
So that wasn't Lucian. Those are all the kids in the village.
I am the one who chooses souls.
You're a Valkyrie? But you look just like...
Do you not wish to come with me? You have earned the right to join the Einherjar.
But what about Claire? I can't just abandon her.
So yeah, probably recognizable right there.
If that is how you feel.
He doesn't sound exactly like the character he voice acts in the cartoon. It's like, well, that's actually a good thing, I guess. Okay, so the rest of Chapter 5. The rest of Chapter 5 is pretty much just a menu. Poor Ongrim there. So Lucian gets in here, and then we use that... Oops, that's the wrong character. I don't want to do that. Use that XP I was talking about earlier. Oops. Don't want to reset. I want to go to the right character again. So she gets 20,000, and he gets 7,000. We divide that, their level goes up, and so we can modify their traits here. Let's see, not there. So kind of a skill. And she's gonna get 5 points to undead. Let me double check to make sure I'm on track here. Oops. And then her traits, gonna go 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. Max those out. 3, 5, 6, 7. And then we're gonna get Lucian ready to send up. So he's also gonna learn a couple things here. Well, it's one thing specifically. I'm gonna go March 6, and then his traits 1, 3, and 4. Okay, and then set periods to max. And Lucian is gonna go on ahead. And after I come out of this menu, it should trigger a new cutscene here.
Lucian, what is it that has taken root so deeply in your soul that it troubles you still?
So dropping all the pieces in place.
If you do not wish to answer, I will leave you be. However, I must remind you that you cannot accept your death until you have left your worldly troubles behind. What is it, Lucian? Have you decided to speak?
Would you go with me to that village?
I have no objection.
So yeah, Lyneth was a human named Platina once.
I was born in this village.
When she was a, human. And Lucian, Platina were friends and lived in this village.
We always used to play here, the two of us.
And that's going to come into play for the ending as well.
And this house?
Also sending Lucian up
My best friend. This was her house.
gives me 15 plus 15 to my
hated
eval
her
rating.
parents. They were always so cruel to her.
So it gives me enough to skip through the next chapter. And it's on to chapter 7.
Tina got upset when I spoke ill
And
of
after
them,
chapter
so I
7,
tried to keep my mouth
we get
shut.
confirmation.
Her name was Platina.
Yeah. We were so close, but
But
one day I found out that her parents were going to sell her. We escaped together. I was just a dumb kid back then. I couldn't think of any other way. I wouldn't let anything happen to her, no matter what. In the dark of night, we ran until our lungs were about to burst. Just like this.
It's a very strange choice to put those noises in the background.
And then we stumbled onto this place. Your helmet. Could you take it off? I knew it. You look exactly like her.
like that girl?
Yes. That girl Platina. She inhaled the weeping lily pollen and died. It was my fault if I hadn't brought her with me.
And I resemble this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why... I know it's wrong to feel this way about a stranger just because she looks like someone else.
So yeah, this is another break cutscene here.
But nothing
Pretty much
has
this whole thing
changed.
is automated. This really makes up for the short Lucian cutscene when you collect him.
You see a semblance of your first love when you look at me. But there's a chasm between men and gods that cannot be traversed. Thus, love between the two is not possible. However, Lucian, I hope you live so we can meet again.
Okay. That's the end of that. So, should go straight to a sacred phase from here. And Freya will be happy.
It has been a long... Our current situation is... Our current situation, if things do not improve, do you wish to know the status of our
Nope.
Lenneth,
I'm sure he's
about your-
fine.
Send us warriors. These are all the materialized points I can grant you. The Lord Odin he bids me give you these artifacts. Lenneth, I have a request. We must form a platoon that can battle. We need someone who fears not death. We must
Then after
perform a
chapter 6,
ceremony.
you actually get a longer sacred phase.
We need send us a warrior who knows how to. Very well.
Like,
Good. I expect.
They do something that's kind of rare in this game and give you an objective. So yeah, as you can see, eval level is 16 here. So that gives you enough to get through this without triggering ending C.
It has been a long time. Our current situation is. Our current situation. If things do not improve, do you wish to know the status of our. Lenneth, about you must do better.
Yeah, angry.
The Lord Odin.
Angry
These
Freya.
are all the materialized points I can grant you at this. The Lord Odin is he bids me give you these artifacts. Lenneth, I have a request. It seems the accursed flame gem which can there is someone in the forest of spirits who can. We must repair the accursed flame gem before the attack. Lenneth, I'm giving the accursed flame. Bring the accursed flame gem to the forest.
Actually, you
of
know, come to
spirits.
think of it, I did.
I
think that's how I did do that that quest in my playthrough.
Please send us an Einherjar who is now. We need send us someone skilled in the.
Hundreds of years ago,
This
there
one
was a
here, he
sorceress
tells you
who
about.
Some say she inherited her powers of prophecy. Her name was even with her death.
Yeah,
her
because
soul
there's one
was
dungeon
not
you go
allowed
into.
to
You go
die.
into it the
The
first
wounds
time, you
ready
get a
to
different
seal
party
to
member,
Lenneth,
and you kind of see her
you must
just
go
kind of
to the
encased in
wound.
crystal in the background.
Very well. Good. I expect.
And then you can take that gem in there the second time around and free her. Okay, so chapter 7 starts off. Sending these artifacts up. That way you have enough evaluation level to survive. And then while you're in this menu, kind of just prepare for the end game. So 10 lucid potions, 10 halberds, or 20 halberds, 1 deluge scepter. One of those, 1 fairy ring. Let's see, 2 powered bangles, 1 magic bangle, 1 stun check. I believe I need that for Fenris, and 3 of these. She needs to be equipped with a Nibelung ring. That's it for her. And she needs to be equipped with, what do we have here? Right, the Holy Wand. Also the 3 pearls. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm pretty much here where I need to be. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So yeah, I think you actually need Lorenta in the party, or this isn't even going to trigger. Good stuff. So I think I'll actually be able to finish this time. I think this cutscene's not very long. There is a second part to it, though. So yeah, you end up getting a lot of backstory on Lilith here, and then even more in Chapter 8. So yeah, you end up finding out here in a few minutes. But yeah, about Lilith was a human before, obviously. She was Platina. When she became a god, Freya sealed off her memories, so her human emotions wouldn't distract her from her duty. So when we get this cutscene here, her seal is very close to being lifted. And get this kind of pretty cool cutscene here. And he does something that you're not supposed to do, which is use this water mirror to
Valkyrie,
communicate from
do you hear
Asgard.
me? It's me, Lucian. Valkyrie, do you hear me? Valkyrie.
Yeah, turns out Lilith doesn't like that very
What
much.
happened here? You think I will forgive you for taking such liberties?
I know you won't, but
Lucian, what is this?
I'm going to send you one of these earrings, and I want you to take it. But the other one is hidden somewhere else.
What do you mean? That's why you used the water mirror?
It wasn't really the earring that I wanted to give you. But I thought if you accepted it, maybe... No. I know that
Thought the
you'll figure
retry
out
was
what
going to
the other
pop up
earring
there
is.
for a second. Kind of looked like it. I don't know if that came through on the stream.
How will I? You dare to order me to go treasure hunting? You're a fool. Now that you have done this, have you any idea of the repercussions? This was unforgivable!
Why did it have to come to this?
Because you were deceived. So yeah, this is Loki. This is the true villain of the game. It's always Loki. In all these Norse mythology stories, it's always him. Okay, so I believe all I do now is max out periods and send Lorenta on to Asgard. And we begin the final sacred phase here.
It has been a long time, Lenneth.
And that's kind of your confirmation that you
One of the Einherjar that you sent
that you
us,
did everything
his name
correctly,
is
and
Lucian.
you're going on
He was
to
executed
the
by Loki, who happened to
the best
dragon
ending
orb
here.
was stolen, and we do not know exactly where. Lenneth, perhaps you have. Lenneth, I have.
Because you don't get a proper sacred
You
phase.
must go to Midgard and retrieve the. May fate guide.
I should probably bring these notes back up. There's some pretty heavy menuing here. So yeah, there's not very much I gotta do here outside of the menu. I just gotta go back to Weeping Lily Meadow. And then, yeah, we're going on. We're going on to the end.
I'm going to send you one of these earrings, and I want you to take it. But the other one is hidden somewhere else.
Okay. So Jalenda's already in the party. You need to put... I'm going back in now. Okay, so big menu here. Convert the Star Guard to MP and Holy Gems. It's a lot for that Star Guard. Transmute all the halberds that I got to poison crystals. Those are very important. Oh, shoot. Whew. I was on Convert MP. I caught that, actually. That would have been a disaster. I wouldn't have been able to finish without that. Okay, transmute one guard reinforce to spell reinforce. Bada bing, bada boom. And then teach might reinforce to Jalenda and spell reinforce as well. Okay, and then go ahead and create one Valkyrie favor. That's a sword. And one Seraphic Garland. Got that. Let's see, gonna go back in here and make 10 Angel Curios. 10. Just across here. And then doesn't say for her. Doesn't have Sacred Javelin. I think there's some notes missing here. And I think I was aware of that last time, but I didn't drop them in. Okay, I think that's what I was missing. So that needs to be Sacred Javelin, Mystic Cross, and then we just go to the equipment here. Lenneth gets Seraphic Garland. An Angel Curio, which he already has on. Swap that out for Power Bangle. She's ready to go. Angram, he gets the Valkyrie favor. I think that switches after Bloodbane. He gets an Angel Curio, and he also gets a Power Bangle. Jalinda gets the Delu Scepter. So there's that, and Angel Curio, of course, and she also gets a Fairy Ring. And then, last but not least, Mistina. I think she gets an Ether Scepter, yeah? Yeah, she gets an Ether Scepter. And then, what else? She gets a Magic Bangle. And, of course, an Angel Curio. I'm just gonna check something here. Okay, she has Sap Guard by default. Okay, that's pretty important. And I'll save here, since I've already pretty much confirmed. Last thing I need to do is go to the meadow. Okay, so there's going to be a pretty lengthy series of cutscenes here.
It wasn't really the earring that I wanted to give you, but I thought if you accepted it, maybe...
Lots of lore.
I know that you'll figure out where the other earring is.
Pretty big lore dump here. And then afterwards, go on to the final dungeon. I think this is automated, so take a quick break here. Oh, it's not automated. I think one of them is, though. Maybe it's just certain parts of it. So yeah, her seal is just about broken at this point. Or I think it's just about broken, or it is broken, because she's starting to remember everything from when she was a human. Don't worry about that last scene. We don't ask how she knows about that.
The seal!
Yep. Yeah, it breaks here.
What? She has regained her memories?
Yes, but...
Okay, take a break here.
Just as planned, eh?
Yes. The security is operating normally.
I see.
The seal will not break.
So as it turns out, Lyneth is just one of, like, 3 personalities. This is the other personality that's within the Valkyrie. So these two are kind of like yin and yang, where Lyneth is a good one and Hrist is the bad one. And now the good one's gone. So, everything starts to come together right here. So Lizard pops in, and he's like, oh yeah, those are just fragments of Lyneth's soul. All you have to do is freeze them, just like you did before. So now we have Essence of Lyneth. So what do you do when the main character of your game is completely destroyed? Well, you just bring her back to life. Easy, right? Remember all those homunculi from earlier? In the tower? Yeah. So now you have we have Lyneth's soul. She just needs a new body. And what's better than these half-elf, half-human hybrids, right? Keep that in mind.
Body, mind, soul, all are sheared away. If to serve this purpose I shall be despised, my body scorched and blackened, so be it. If to serve this purpose I must command forbidden magics, so be it. Though my body may be tainted, though my soul may be tainted, I imbue thee with thought.
I am winning. You have come in after I have confirmed the ending. So it's a good time. There's a pretty lengthy series of cutscenes right now. The main character, Lyneth, just got completely destroyed. Her soul was crystallized and just put into the body of a homunculus. So she's basically like a little kid right now. So Lizard's kind of like this mad scientist guy who has access to all this forbidden magic. He studied it quite a while. And he can transfer souls into another body. But the other personality is running around still causing trouble. So now I have to deal with her. And even if you don't trigger ending A, you do see Hrist one time. I think it's in chapter 7. Whenever you go to fight Balvarus, there's a cutscene that plays before that. That's like, I think it's 500 years in the past.
I beseech you, for me!
Hrist,
Do not die! Ha!
So nice dodge. All you really do here is that.
This is impossible!
Start Secret Cross with Mystina, and then follow up with Brahms and Angram, and bada bing, bada boom, she's out of there. So the alternate personality has been dealt with, no longer a threat. So the next step is reuniting the two. Right, so Lenneth is just Lenneth in there. She's out of balance without Hrist being in. So keep that in mind too. The narrative of this game is all about trying to become a complete being. So, gonna do that soul transfer one more time. Boom, here she is. She's balanced out once again. So they do kind of throw out a couple times in this game that there is a third personality. But it's not really expounded upon very much, because that's a story for another time. So yeah, she's back, but she's not quite working like the way she was before. She remembers absolutely everything about being a human.
The death of a loved one.
And she just can't take
They
it
that
anymore.
remain, the wounds grow deeper and deeper. They that remain grow weaker and weaker, an agony incomparable, their hearts in bondage. Who is the one that remains?
So you start seeing Lenneth show much more
And who
emotion
is the
here than
one
she
who departed?
has in the rest of the game.
I don't want to be left alone again. A long time ago, she died and left me alone.
You can't just leave me!
Will you be the one to die this time? Is that truly acceptable?
I want to say this is like a good 10 minutes worth of cutscenes.
No! Wake up! I won't have it! You want to forget?
The tempo
Will you
changes a
forget
few
me too,
times.
Platina?
This is all like pretty good lore.
Lucian?
How is choosing a servant any different from picking
a flower.
Aren't you just a death goddess?
Was I picking souls as though I was picking flowers? What is a Valkyrie? Am I merely a death goddess? Cannot possibly believe that love can exist between humans and gods.
You really don't have any idea what you are, do you?
We always used to play here, the two of us. My best friend. This was her house.
So, yeah, after this is just the final dungeon. And that's when RNG kind of becomes a factor again.
It was my fault. If I hadn't brought her with me.
Like, the fights themselves aren't overly complicated, but you can start out without all your
Really the
actions.
hearing that I wanted to give you. But I thought
So you
if
have to
accepted
take a
it,
slightly
maybe-
different course through. And then you can get unlucky and get low rolls as well, and not actually kill the bosses.
This is all an illusion, but there is truth.
So,
within
we'll see what
illusions.
happens.
And when the illusion fades, the truth will still resonate within you. When you return to reality, what should you do? Try to remember your former self. Remember how you used to feel. Remember what you used to want.
This was unforgivable. I hate it.
Yeah, so she's having a bit of a breakdown here. It's like way too much for her to process. Oh, things process all at once.
I hate it. I hate it.
So, on the ending B route, ending B is kind of the normal ending of the game. You would end up here in Jotunheim Palace, and then you would fight that guy up on the throne as the final boss. That's Cert. Instead, we're going to be fighting these two. Yeah, so after you beat Cert, he kind of throws out little clue that you were being deceived the entire time, and that he wasn't the real enemy. And I actually like the way Ragnarok starts in ending B a little bit better. Like, in this way it seems kind of unceremonious. It does have this cool music though. So this is kind of what I was talking about here. It's about 3 beings just trying to become complete. Throw that out. 3 psyches. Okay, I'm gonna be taking safety saves here.
You dare to stand here before me?
I want to say this is the last cutscene
Just
before I'm
once
back in
I
control.
wanted to see the spear of Gungnir let loose its true power. Black drinks up all other colors. It is said that its jet black aura sucks in all power, and then the spear becomes even more powerful.
So yeah, Loki's kind of rampaged all through
Truly, it is
Asgard.
much like you.
Everything's ruined.
Since you're one of the holders of the 4 treasures, you must know it doesn't matter how many you have.
Loki, you have gone too far. Do you truly believe you shall be forgiven?
Perhaps not.
Enough! Move away. Loki has the orb.
Valhalla is...
Loki has stolen the orb.
the orb?
Yeah, they throw this out there
the
too.
dragon orb that Lord
The 4
Odin took
treasures.
from Midgard to prepare for the coming of Ragnarok. He betrayed us. You must go to Odin's side. The war goes not well. Freya is already there.
Let me get a little bit of exposition here. You know what I just thought about? I think maybe I didn't take the Angel Curio off of Lorenta before I sent her up.
Lord Odin was planning to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The orb has great powers, and without it, Midgard will fall into chaos. And that would also make your job easier, Lenneth.
Stop it!
Why do you say that, Lenneth?
Nothing. Forget it.
Okay, there's one more. There's one more cutscene. Yeah, this one.
Lord Odin,
So yeah, Loki beat up Odin as well. He was able to do that.
Where is Loki?
Now Odin is dead and gone.
you're going to go after him?
Yes.
rally the rest of the gods, do you not think?
I no longer have to obey commands from you. The whole reason that this final battle is occurring at all is because Odin stole that orb in the first place. In other words, people are suffering. Can't we redress the wrongs?
Open your eyes, Lenneth. I know what you are planning to do. But a person's death is but a fleeting moment. I sealed your memory thinking it was best for you. Humans are born, and then after they die, they are reborn.
Yes, there's like some parallels to God of War.
That is the course
of nature.
You must not allow such human emotions to consume you. You will lose everything.
What is this everything you speak of?
Huh?
How arrogant of you. Human emotions, you say. I feel pity for all of them. I wish to save them. Parting is truly a sorrow. Why can you not show such emotions toward humans as well?
Okay, here we go. I think. Yeah. So this is the final dungeon. We get awesome music to go along. The first part is really just like ascending the hill. Once we get past Bloodbane, it's a little interesting. Screens. So yeah, you can't really get lost here. You're pretty much just moving forward and avoiding the enemies. Alright, so... there's 3 final bosses. I think everyone is good to go here. Just checking for Angel Curios. Check the notes. So I want to say I just used 11 poison gems. Bloodbane.
Your sins lay heavy upon you, defiler of souls. By the holy laws, you shall be obliterated.
Okay, so I don't have all my actions, but it's generally just a good idea to lucid potion whoever you can right away. So these two will get lucid potion here. Then Jalenda has to take an action next turn.
I'll crush you.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna use that. Her. Angrim's gonna use that on her. And then Jolanda casts Spell Reinforced. And then I'm gonna hit him with 11 crystals. Let's see, I don't need Sap Guard here. Okay. So then I can just start him with the poison crystals. And that's basically just gonna skip his turn, those lucid potions. Because he can't hit any of the party members right now. So it's just gonna be like this for a few turns. Okay, I need another turn here. I think Lyneth and Angrim. I think their lucid potions are gonna run out this turn. Okay, next turn then. And then one more for good measure to really lock it in. And then end turn, because I need everybody here. And this should be the final turn, so... Okay, so Jolanda, Angrim, and then Mistita.
Inconceivable!
What in the world just happened? I gotta restart. I don't even know what happened there. I don't think I get another turn here. He does that. Maybe I can still get him. Some of those angel curios are probably broken. I have no idea what happened there. Yeah, it's over. The heck happened? So I got the Purify Weird Soul. I went in with Jolanda, but for whatever reason, it didn't go back to 100, so I can trigger the other two. Oh god, this is gonna take forever. Yeah, because that's how much damage you do to him, by the way. Oh no, not GG. I probably could have just reset the console. That probably would have taken less time. That's why I safety saved. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just gonna reset real quick. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened. That was weird. So yeah, you just hit him with like poison crystals until he gets under 50%, and then just finish him off. And you more or less do the same thing for Fenris. And you just gotta fight Loki. So that was unfortunate. What a thing that's just happened. Oh, you've never beaten this? So there are 3 possible endings. Right now, this run is going for the best possible ending.
Your sins lay heavy upon you, defiler of souls. By the holy laws, you shall be obliterated.
Feel my flame.
Yeah, so if your evaluation level gets to 0, Freya will come out and end the game for you. So yeah, you really got to keep an eye on that. So were you just doing like a casual playthrough or a speedrun? Generally, to keep Freya happy, you send up 1 character per chapter. But you can send up to, I think you can send 2. Okay, let's try this again. So again, you just hound him with poison crystals. And yeah, crystals in this game are just so busted. Is that a crit? I've never heard him make that noise. Okay, next turn. I got a little bit of a low roll there. Yeah, that's the kind of damage you really want to be seeing right there. I'm concerned that he's not going to die. Okay, so this lines up pretty nicely here. So the next turn, I just go in with everyone. Okay, so I lead off with Mystina.
This is divine punishment! You still...
No! I thought Ongrim was there. This might not work. I might not get enough damage. Or maybe if I hit him with that crystal, it doesn't matter too much. Okay, I think I got him anyway. Yeah, I got him.
Not bad.
I grow tired of you. Finishing strike.
So if you only use 10 crystals, that's where it gets kind of scary.
No problem.
So that's one of 3 bosses down.
Get thee hence. Oblivion awaits thee.
Whew.
Yeah!
can't leave without that. So there's a quick menu I gotta do here. So Ongram actually gets the... yeah, that sword. I keep thinking it's like Leviathan, but it's different. It's something else. And those ether scepters are so powerful. Generally, they break. There is a check. Anytime you use a super move, with the staff, there's a check, and it has a chance to break. Okay, so everyone's suited up with Angel Curios. You don't get a save point here. This is actually a fairly dangerous section. Actually, maybe not. I think maybe the ghosts come out. Is there a ghost here? No. Maybe they come out after Finra? Just kind of tiptoeing here, just to be careful. Whew. Okay, there's one you have to be particularly quick on the trigger. Okay, he's after Finra though, so I can get a safety save in here. Alright, second of the two bosses.
Your sins lay heavy upon you, defiler of souls. By the holy laws, you shall be obliterated.
Okay, so again, you want to lucid potion everyone. Hello? Oh, never mind. That's fine. That's actually fine. Okay, and then they have to take an action this turn. So, do this. Lyneth will give her a lucid potion, and then Ongram will give Jalunda one. And then Jalunda can cast Spell Reinforce here. She can cast Sap Guard. Okay, and now we're in a position to kind of do the exact same thing. You only have to use 5 crystals here. Oh, a low roll. I might just use 6 then. Oh man, I almost hit that intern. What a disaster. Would have been a disaster. What I'm gonna do here, forgot to do this at first. I am gonna use that 6th one, just to kind of lock in the kill here. Yeah, because I got a low roll on that as well. Okay, and then I'm gonna end the turn. And let's see, we start in with Mistina. Then we do Jalunda. Kind of mash here. Lyneth.
Shall be engraved upon your soul. Divine assault. Nibalang Velexi.
Then Angram and Mistina.
You only prolong your suffering.
What? About to get real interesting. Of course she would die. Oh boy. Okay. That's unfortunate. Whew. So I keep dropping that. Second time I've dropped it. So yeah, that's the RNG at work there. I guess not there, but definitely was in play during that battle. Where am I at here? The save.
Your sins lay heavy upon you, defiler of souls. By the holy laws, you shall be obliterated.
Okay, so got everybody again. I think I need to make some more elusive potions here afterwards. Lucid potion's kind of broken too. Like just completely blink you out of existence and then you can still do stuff. So that's the most important one to get on. Followed by Sapguard. Low rolled. Yeah, I'm gonna use that and then end turn. And then I'm gonna initiate. Yeah, you kind of gotta have to mash on the button.
I see this foe will not fall.
Okay, there we go.
Finishing strike.
I was letting it hang too long. And then Mistina.
You want more?
Okay.
Ye must desire respite from thy empty existence. Thou shalt have it. Celestial star!
Oh, I get it. You want some more?
My god. Die, please. That damage, dude.
That was too easy. What's next?
So you're supposed to finish him with that Purify Weird Soul there. I can't go back. Oh yeah, I can. That's fine though. There's like a ghost right here, I think. This part kind of sucks. You have to avoid all these guys. I'm just gonna try to run.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
No mercy.
Okay, got lucky. Yeah, you can freeze these ghosts. I think there's another one a little further up.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
No mercy.
Uh-oh.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that wasn't bad. He just decided to do a regular attack. Out of here. I think there's one, like, there's something there. And on the next screen, too, I think? Or maybe it's this one. They try to condition you, and then, like, throw these enemies in your face. Nope. I pressed square.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
No mercy.
This might be bad. This might be bad. Oh, Ongrim's a tank, though, man. Can't remember if that's the last screen. Okay, it is. Okay. Coming up on the final boss here. I do need Jolanda alive. Luckily, Union Plumes are like a dime a dozen at this point. Okay, so... what do I need to do here? Create the maximum number of Lucid Potions. 8. Create 2 Might Potions. change his power bangle to a stun check. Swap that out. You have everyone an Angel Curio. A couple of them broke. Those definitely broke. Mistina might need... Yeah. Oh, she still has it. Aether Scepter. It didn't break. I think I'm supposed to sell off all the rest of the stuff I have, though. I think I'm good. We'll quickly find out, though. Alright.
Loki.
Final boss, but there's a lengthy cutscene right before.
So you finally showed up, but it is too late. Odin is fallen and none can stop me now.
Yep, the ultra, mega, super duper final boss.
Especially not pathetic pawns of Odin such as yourself.
Damn you.
Ha! Why do you hate me so? Simply because I killed that human? Oh well.
So the thing that sucks about this run, Loki has 2 phases. When you get to phase 2, he has priority and will like immediately attack. If anyone gets stunned or frozen or dies, then you have to restart. Not the whole game, but from the last save point. And there is a cutscene in between this one and the next phase.
Is myself.
So this phase is easy. The second phase is kind of easy too, but don't let anyone know. It's a secret. So your Lucid Potion kind of skips his turn, more or less. And then just end the turn there, and here we go. Lots of lore happening here. This cutscene's actually pretty epic. You can't skip any of this, by the way.
You cannot use your full power because your friends are here. Odin died protecting Freya. Lenneth, what about you? If you use the true power of the divine treasures, the blood of heroes will be on your own hands. I live only for myself. Even holding the sacred treasure, your mercy shall prove to be your downfall.
No, I will not fail.
You have already failed.
So another F&B here.
Never.
Don't adjust your stream. That's what's supposed to happen. So yeah, Loki just kind of blows up everything here. Like Asgard, Midgard, the whole 9. puts that dragon orb to good use for him. It's one of those the bad guys win moments.
Such power! Wonderful! Yes, man, yes! That's right! Use all the power for yourself! Try to protect the others and you will only guarantee your own death! Cry not, my beauty. You and I are one and the same.
I hear them.
What?
So, keep in mind what
The voices of all the
Blizzard
living
said about
souls
Odin,
of
right?
Midgard.
So gods themselves can't grow, but Odin was a god and an elf,
I
so that
feel
allowed him to
all of
become
their
more
pain.
powerful than all the other gods.
What?
But what if
What is this power?
you were a god and an elf and a human, all in the same being?
Odin used to be a rather weak god indeed. In other words, gods do not grow but are static. However,
It's a quick recap.
Odin
I actually
was
forgot about
different
this.
Because he's a half-elf.
that's right. Because Odin's divine blood was mixed with mortal, he has the ability to grow, just as we humans do. Do you know what my homunculi are crafted from? Correct. My homunculi are essentially half-elves. If I were to shift my soul into the body of a homunculus, might I not become a god?
This power. It is from all of you.
Yeah, so a god, an elf, and a human, all in one. Well, I think you might be the most powerful being that has ever existed. And so, you would be able to restore everything Loki just destroyed. And now we do the actual fight. So yeah, remember that homunculus body was a human and an elf.
It cannot be!
And then brought together with Lilith, being a god, she basically becomes the new Odin.
Yes! Now I have total power!
Good luck, Platina.
Yes!
What is the power of creation? I have but to crush you when the world shall come to an end!
But can you?
Impossible! Now I have the power to defend all!
Alright, here we go. What happens? This is complete RNG, by the way.
Warriors, battle awaits us.
Alright, we're in there. Okay, so... Lucid Potion, everyone. This is the most important part. And then everyone takes an action this turn as well. So she uses a Might Potion here. He uses a Might Potion. She uses Spell Reinforce. Sap Guard. And then initiate with Mistina, do the same thing we did before.
This is divine punishment! You still...
Angram.
Finishing strike.
Mistina. Want to get that full damage here.
You must desire thou shalt Celestial Star!
Not bad. It shall be
Game
engraved
over.
upon your soul. Divine assault.
So with her newfound power, we get the extra special animation here. And it's so appropriate that you kill him with Lilith.
Nidolan Balesti. Such is your fate.
That's it.
Curse you! I can't die here! Valkyrie!
That's a better time than I thought I was going to get.
I never understood what was inside your heart.
Thank you,
I
the
wonder if
GGs.
I'll ever be able to understand you.
I think you already do.
Lucian, shall we go?
So yeah, whew, that's it. So the part that makes me nervous is like that final stretch there. So as you can see, like those fights can go sideways pretty quickly if you don't get enough damage. And since you're pretty well underleveled, you gotta boost yourself up in a few different ways. And then once you're into the super moves, the Purified Weird Souls, you have to like mash on the button for whoever's next, or you lose out on the damage. So you saw that happen there. Yeah, it's a run on the board, I guess. I'll be right back. Yeah. So there's a little bit more after the credits as well. I think these credits aren't super long. So yeah, I really wanted to get this done today. I was gonna switch over and do something else after I lost the first one, but I'm glad I kept going. Let's see where this places me on the leaderboard. Oh, jeez. In 5th place, but there's like 4 people on there. The next closest time is like 2:32. I guess it'll have to stay like that. I don't really plan on grinding this. Just wanted to get a time and put it on the board, and here it is.
I think together we will be able to find happiness.
Yeah, so you can skip past this, I think. You just gotta let it hang, and then you get the post-credit scenes. Yeah, so this was actually like a quick, easy learn. What did it take? Like, maybe like 20 hours or so, but that was like mostly practicing.
So, the wheel of time has moved on. Odin has fallen, and Valkyrie has become Lord of Creation. The promised land is born. The world is once again reborn, and all the fruits of creation are ripe with life renewed. And so, the forces of chaos that rule all are once again set into motion.
Yeah, it seems like they were building towards a sequel with these post-credits monologues. Then they went and did a prequel.
I hold one half of the Lord of Creation in the palm of my hand. But the mistress of Niflheim, Hel, shall not remain silent. And that man of Midgard, he concerns me. Very well, let us go to the dark abyss.
Whatever that means.
Silmeria?
Yeah. They threw that out there. That's the third personality.
If I had not sacrificed the Philosopher's Stone, I would have been consumed in the orb's final flame. I paid a high price, but life can indeed be expensive. But it was quite interesting. Valkyrie's transformation has taught me everything. Now I have the confidence to realize my greatest dreams and ambitions. Yes!
Yes!
Mine is the only soul not controlled by Valkyrie. Ha!
although she has captured my soul in a different way. Ultimate power will be mine! I swear it! By my own hand it will be mine!